Hello. How are y'all doing on this wonderful Friday? Betty and Barb and Brenda. Oh, hey, wow. Y'all notice that is all like bees? Haha. Barb, Brenda, and Betty. How are y'all doing? Yeah, she is pure evil. How's y'all's Friday going? So far, it's the weekend. So, super excited for that. I've been working a lot, so I've been a little bit MIA on things that have been happening on YouTube, but I have um, follow a lot of true crime stuff. I have done that. I just have not done anything with the you know anything with pretty much drama. A little bit here and there. Every time I do get on YouTube, it's either like when I click on it, it's what call it? It's usually the Rico slash want to be lost thing anymore. Um, so I just been doing true crime. So what have you guys been up to? It's bar, right? I always forget about that. Um, so how's y'all week? Well, I was so busy this week, so I tried to go live on Wednesday, but it just couldn't happen. So I was like, well, you know what? I've done Friday, so why not, right? And it's not like I'm a party girl. I used to be going out on Fridays, but if anybody would like to join me on panel, I wouldn't mind. Oh, really, Betty? I was just thinking about that because my sister, who we just found, well, I can't. I guess I shouldn't say it in case my mom's listening. But um, we were thinking about Thanksgiving too already, and I was thinking like, okay, what am I gonna do? What do I not need? I need to start cleaning. You know how you always do like that deep cleaning when you know you're gonna have guests. And so I was telling the kids, I was like, look, we're gonna have to do some deep cleaning. And they're like, why? And I was like, well, we're gonna have people for Thanksgiving over. And they're like, what? That's like still a little bit. I was like, I don't care. We're still gonna clean. So what are you getting ready, buddy? I was thinking because there's a lot of things that you can do, right? And then you like can freeze it, and um, so I'm thinking, I don't know. I need something to get started too because this is my problem. I'll procrastinate. Seriously, I will. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to get it all done. And then I put all the stress on myself. And then I'm mad because I'm stressed. It's just, it's a whole vicious cycle. It's horrible. Can I say Dalton? Either there was an earthquake. Oh, my Lord. The weather has been beautiful here. We've been outside hiking and walking. Oh, I know. Today has actually been really, oh, it's been so nice. I have like my office and it faces outside, and I just like, I love it. I always like, you know, the natural light coming in, and the weather has been just amazing. For some odd reason, we have so much mosquitoes still. It's been really bad with mosquitoes, but I'm so like ready for Thanksgiving, and yeah, I hope everybody's having good weather because I know sometimes it's not so good, right? I'm having the traditional casino buffet for Thanksgiving. Um, so I don't know if you guys have heard of this case, but let me tell you, this lady, as Betty said, she is evil. Like seriously evil. When I was going through some of the videos and stuff, I was so disturbed. And this, what's crazy in doing this research is that there are so many YouTuber like vloggers and stuff like moms that do this to their kids, right? And one of them that really got me, it was actually maybe about 2 years ago. It was Jordan Cheyenne, I think is her name, and she told her kid to smile for the camera because their pet dog had passed away, and was like, "Well, smile for the camera." I mean, no, cry or pretend like you're crying or something. He's like, "I am really crying," and that to me was that moment was like because the thing with me, I had followed her for years, and I was like, "Oh, I really like her," and then to me it just dawned like I was like, "All these people are so fake. Like it's so hard to trust anybody on social media. I mean, I just don't like." A lot of times when I see people, like there's a lot of the family bloggers, right? And you see they try to pretend, like even the Duggars when they're on TV, they try to pretend to have this wholesome family and they've got it all put together and everybody helps, fold the clothes and everybody pitches in, and all this stuff. And then what happens? Josh Duggar, of course, is in jail for what he did. And I just feel so anyway, so I've always been kind of intrigued with the whole family blogging because, well, for one, there's so many. But two, it's yes, trigger warning. Yes, absolutely. Actually, let me make a caption for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me do that. Trigger warning. Thank you, Betty. See, see. So let me. So this monster here. My goodness, she really is a monster. I mean, I wait till you guys see the video. So anyway, so I was looking at, a lot of these videos of her, and let me tell you, I was so disturbed. For one, I was just like, how does a mother do this? And I know they're adopted, but when you adopt, you are obligated to, you're going to take care of them. I mean, the thing that she did to them, and it's just gross. So we're going to get into it here in just a minute. If you guys can just hit the thumbs up button, I would have greatly appreciate it. Let me write this something really quick. And so her name is Machelle Hobson, and she is just wait till we get to this video. So I'm going to show you guys a few. Hey, KB, how are you doing? And thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys being here. And let me pull up some of the videos. Now, I will say that, um, wait, is my thing, that is not, oh, I literally have to push it. Okay, there we go. And this is going to be definitely a trigger warning here because this is insane with you guys. Like I said, when I was seeing it, it was just, oh my goodness. Yes, Betty, I did too. You see, that's the thing. It's like when I see this, and I really, honestly, have a very hard time watching things with kids. I really do. But then I'm like, I need to just speak about it more, even though it's really difficult. Um, because what these kids endure, it's horrible, guys. So I'm going to basically. Oh, and then there's a little phone call, a jail phone call that she does. Oh my gosh, the irony. I am. Okay, so I'm going to play a video to kind of introduce you to her. And so, okay, so they started a family. Oh, let me get back to it. Okay, sorry. They started a family. Oh my goodness. Okay. They started a family channel. It was called Fantastic Adventures. Okay. So that I've never even heard of them. I mean, my kids never watched them. I mean, my daughter was the only one that kind of said something like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of them," but I have never seen any videos. So ever since, basically, since this all happened, their channel is terminated. So a lot of their content is completely gone. Um, so it was kind of difficult to find but I was able to kind of search pretty deep and find some. Now, I did find some. I want to. I didn't want to have any where they showed the kid's face. Most of them did have them block, but I just didn't want to do that to them. So let's see. I saw something on TikTok with kids the other day that there is so many stuff. Oh my gosh. And you know what I've seen recently is so many like pedophile stuff of teachers. Recently of I think it was a principal. I can't honestly keep up. It's men and women, and it's a ton. Like it's so many. It's so gross, and I am just astonished at the amount that I have been. It's like daily that you see, and even before school started, there was so much of you know, it's just gross. It's disgusting, and I don't get it. I do not understand it. I don't know. I am just surprised at how many there are daily. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video for you guys. And so, like I said, originally, I was trying to find some of the old clips, but I couldn't find really much because their channel, of course, is terminated. But I did find a really good, and I'm gonna drop links as well because these are from where I'm getting the videos from, so it's only fair. This was a little girl and she cusses so bad, and the mom says it's okay because she's just acting. Oh my goodness. You see, that's what the problem that I have is that so many parents now are just justifying so much behavior, stuff that wouldn't even have. I'm sorry, okay, but if I remember one time just talking back to my mom and she slapped me on my mouth, and I never once did it again. It was like I was a teenager and I can't even remember what I even said. And from then on, that's it. I just knew, and that was it. I just didn't do it anymore, And this little girl uses God. Oh my gosh. And every other sentence. Oh my goodness. And it makes you uncomfortable, right, KB? Like it just astonishes me what people are okay with anymore. It's just I don't get it. I really do not get it. Okay, so let me share this, you guys. So this is okay, Fantastic Adventures. Like I said, it's the channel that was originally, and it's so she does end up being charged, but she never goes to court because she ends up passing away. I know. So, but let me play this here a little bit. And this is from Inside Edition.
Were these young YouTube stars tortured and abused to get them to perform for the camera? Those are the shocking claims being made against their adoptive mom.
A woman who adopted 7 children and used them to make social media videos is now under arrest.
The 7 kids are the stars of a popular YouTube channel called Fantastic Adventures. The channel has over 250 million views.
And at the time, before they were terminated, they had 800,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. I was like, oh my goodness. And you're going to get to hear exactly what they had to do. Like, even if they did basically, in quotation, want to perform, there was, a punishment for that.
Go get some cookies.
In this episode, one boy does a Mission Impossible style stunt to grab cookies off the kitchen counter. But police say behind the scenes, the youngsters were being subjected to a nightmare of abuse. Machelle Hobson, who adopted all 7 kids, allegedly sprayed them with pepper spray, beat them with a belt or clothes hanger, and locked them in a closet for days at a time. She also allegedly withheld food and water if they didn't recall their lines or perform as directed for the YouTube channel.
In the police paperwork, it says they were malnourished. It looks like they weren't sleeping.
The kids told police they were thirsty and hungry, according to documents filed by prosecutors.
They gave one of the little boys a bottle of water, and in the matter of 20 minutes, he drank 3 bottles of water, looking like he hasn't had water in days.
When a police officer gave one child a bag of chips, she was afraid to eat it because she did not want her mother to smell chips on her breath, the documents said. Police in Maricopa, Arizona showed up at the house after being contacted by the mother's 19-year-old biological daughter, Megan, who is apparently upset at seeing her siblings mistreated. Megan, who is now being hailed a hero, is seen here in the Mission Impossible skit.
Are you trying to steal my cookies?
And the 19-year-old daughter went to police and said, listen, this is what's happening inside of this house.
Michelle Hackney has been charged with child abuse and unlawful imprisonment. Her adult sons were also arrested, charged with failing to report the abuse of a minor. The case is reminding many of the Turpins, who just pled guilty to abusing their 13 children at their home in Southern California. Now new allegations of another house of horrors involving the terrible abuse of little ones.
I honestly can't imagine how many families are out there that are still doing this. So I'm going to play this one. That's a really great video. I mean, this is one of my favorites. Really well. And explore. Let me hold on one second because I want to. They're really good at where did it go? You guys can just give me a second. And hold on, sorry. Now this is definitely a trigger warning, you guys. It's going to be tough to watch. Very tough to watch. I honestly was like in shock. And I kid you not, you guys, that, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Give me just a second here, and I'll play that for you guys. All charges were dropped for the adult. Yes, and especially because the mother passed away. I was watching some of the videos, and they said that was one of the things too that I guess helped them. But I don't know. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Such a dork. Here we go. Okay, so this is the channel. I don't know if anyone follows them, but they have a great channel. And so I'm going to go ahead and play it for you guys. And like I said, it's trigger warning. Do I have it going still on here? Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, now here we go.
Her mom's did foster care for 14 years. She's adopted these 7 kids.
They make YouTube videos. What's the longest she's ever made you go without eating? 4 days. Straight 4 days. No food and no water? No food, no water.
Oh, I'm gonna have a better family.
You want to have a better family?
With over 800,000 subscribers at its height in 2019, the Fantastic Adventures YouTube channel is a showcase of wholesome family entertainment in the digital age. But as Machelle Hobson's adopted kids paint a picture of perfect childhood joy in front of the cameras, they are mercilessly subjected to cruelty and sadism behind the scenes. It's only when one brave child comes forward with the truth that police realize the monstrous horrors that have unfolded in this house of misery. Names of all.
That's it. And you guys, when the mother, I don't even want to call her a mother, is in jail, her prison call seriously is how she's complaining about them not giving her food, as she does this to her kids.
All children in this video have been changed to protect their identity. On March 13th, 2019, police in Maricopa, Arizona field a call from a young woman named Megan who wants to file a disturbing report. Please note that all suspects charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Okay, and what did you want to report?
Child, I guess that sums it up the best.
Okay, is your child involved, or is it something that you know that's happening to someone else's child? Or
It's my sibling. It's my little sibling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my family.
With these dreadful words hanging in the air, the dispatcher arranges for officers to meet with Megan and her sister Jordan outside the Maricopa Police Department. The responding officers quickly realize that this isn't just about one child.
So it's 9 people in the home. 2 are 2 adult brothers, and 7 are foster kids. Her mom's did foster care for 14 years. She's adopted these 7 kids.
Megan explains that her adopted sister, Stacy, has made some shocking allegations. With cell phone in hand, Megan began recording Stacy's story of brutal mistreatment at the hands of her.
And I'm so glad that Megan did this, because I know it had been hard to reach out and be like, okay, everything's about to change right now in her whole life, for her brothers and sisters, for the whole family, and so I can imagine, but I'm so glad that she was, stepped up and called the police.
Her adoptive mother, Machelle Hobson.
And when was this video taken?
Today.
Today, okay.
Where she locks me in a room with only underwear and tank top, doesn't give me a blanket. What kind of room? A closet, and it's a tile floor. No carpet, just an empty green room. How many other people sleep in there? 3.
That room is in your house, in the house?
It's in my mom's bedroom, like a sleep closet. She got all the carpet ripped out and put in tile for it.
Is there a lock on the closet?
She doesn't let us eat for at least 2 days straight, or maybe more. No food and no water? No food, no water. Do you get a good bathroom whenever you need? No. Once I had to pee and she locked me in that room because I did something and I peed myself because she didn't let me go.
So does she like that to everyone?
Yes. That's why she gives everyone pull-ups, because she knows that they're going to pee.
As vile as her stories have been thus far, she will spill even more dark secrets before.
And let me tell you guys, she was making between $10,000 to $30,000 a month off putting her children on channels and, just taking advantage of them, and then not even giving them food. Basically, you're going to perform or else. And, that is astonishing. $10,000 to $30,000 a month. I was just blown away.
Before the night is through. For now, however, the police have heard enough to know that a home visit, at the very least, will be necessary. They talk with Jordan and Megan, who are Michelle's biological children, to get a description of their mother.
White female, she's brown hair.
How about how tall?
She's probably 5'8".
Yeah. They make YouTube videos.
That's their sole income. That's
all of them. My mother's income and everything.
Indeed, Michelle's adopted children are stars of a sort. The family began shooting videos in 2017 after admiring the success of other kid-oriented channels. With a variety of playful skits featuring the children, the Fantastic Adventures channel is a smash hit by 2019, attracting more than 800,000 subscribers. Police must now find out if these seemingly joyful young YouTube stars were being tormented behind the cameras the entire time. They head out to the Hobson residence with no real certainty about how Machelle will react or what kind of dreadful sights they might encounter beyond this front door.
Hi, Donnie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My name's Officer Bernice. I'm with the Maricopa Police Department.
Okay.
We need to do a welfare check in this house.
Oh, okay. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Where is your mother at?
She's upstairs. You want to go get her?
Yeah, I can go up there and get her.
Okay. Mom. Mom. She's up there.
Okay, can I go up there with you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Stand up. Sorry. What? It's a police department.
Why?
Hi,
Can I help you?
I'm Donnie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you leave? Try not to fight on you. What's going
Do you
on?
mind if I talk to you?
Yeah.
You want to take the kids downstairs?
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys.
Okay. Have a seat.
I need you to go downstairs. Is there any other kids up here?
Yeah, go
There's some
downstairs.
in there. Okay.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Have a seat. Or whatever you want to do.
Hold on.
With 7 kids running around this expansive house, wrangling them all downstairs is no easy trick. As the cop goes to assist with the task, he notices something that matches what Stacy said in her video.
Hold on. Watch. Yep. Hey, I need you guys to go downstairs, okay?
Okay.
Is there anybody else in this room? Come on, no, leave him alone. Come here, buddy.
It takes so long for them to gather people, all the kids.
Oh, you had a pull-up on? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go up. Okay.
While the officer tries to round up one last straggler, Machelle appears to grow uneasy with him being in her bedroom.
Can you come here, sir? 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 They'll gather them downstairs.
With the children accounted for, the officer explains to Machelle why the police are in her house. Her reaction is not one of shock.
All right, here's what's going on.
Okay.
Like I told you, my name's Donnie. All right? To be quite frank with you, we received a report of child neglect. All right? So that's why we're here. Okay?
From who?
Right now, that's irrelevant. Okay? This is what's going to happen, okay?
Just tell me what's going on.
We need to interview all of your kids separately. Okay?
Okay.
And we need to conduct a search of the residence. Now, we could do these two ways, okay? Legally, you're entitled to
Can we come back here? Because I don't see a warrant or anything.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
yeah, you're fine. We're making sure there's nobody else in the house, okay?
With Machelle concerned that her rights are being violated, the officer assures her that they are going to do this by the book.
Constitutionally, you have your rights. One of the ways that we are entitled to do this is with your consent, okay? So it means you give me your consent to go through your house and look for any evidence that might be possibly used against you, okay? The other way is that we get a search warrant and then we go through the residence with the search warrant, okay? So those are the two options, okay? I would like to speak to the kids freely with your consent. You're not going to be there when this is going on. But again, you also have the right to say, no, you're not going to interview my kids, okay? But right now we are doing...
Our first, okay, so the cops are there. They're going to say, hey, look, we're over here, because we got, a call. And her first thing is just to say, oh, hey, well, from who? Like, that's really you just want to know who to go after, Hey, broken justice. Yeah, it is unbelievable. This is just gross. It's so bad. And so much that I've seen and of things being done to so many kids now these days. It's just, I don't know. It breaks my heart. But here we go.
On the children, we're going to talk to them, make sure they're okay. There's no bruises, anything like that, okay? So what do you think about this?
I think we're in the middle of a packing scenario, and my house is trashed because we've got stuff out of everywhere, and I don't approve of you really going through my residence at this particular point in time.
Okay.
So, however, I really approve of that. You could talk to my children. I mean, my children are all safe and...
Okay.
I want to know what the report thing was prior to this.
This won't be the last time that Machelle will request the specific details of the report. But while the police maintain their professionalism, they let her know that she's not in control of this situation.
I would like to talk to one of my daughters because she just started crying and she said she knows it was
You're not talking to any of your kids right now.
She knows it was my adult child who called on me, so I'm wondering why she's
I don't know. But right now you're not going to have any access to your kids.
With Machelle detained in the upstairs living area, the officers are free to ask questions to the adopted children downstairs.
But do you notice how concerned that she is only about who reported, who, she, and you're going to hear that several times, and, yeah.
Yeah? You have fun here? Yeah? What happened to your head there?
I was in a fight with my brother.
You were in a fight with your brother? Yeah. What are the diapers on the floor? You got small kids here? Yeah. Don't take water too fast.
So did you guys hear that? There's just diapers on the floor. I was like, what? I mean, just right there in the hallway. Just like, hey, no, ugh. Just living in filth. It's gross. It's just,
Do you not get water very often? You don't?
How come you guys are here? We just wanted to check on you guys and just make sure everything was okay.
You remember I told you that we've been checking on you every now and then, right? Yeah.
As the cops begin the process of finding out what's been happening in this home, Machelle continues to demand answers.
Could I talk to the senior staff, Lieutenant?
I don't see why not, if you really want to talk to them right now.
Sure thing. I'm just asking what the complaints were.
We got a call about possible child.
But what type of child?
Physical.
Okay, from?
So, I can't tell you that because I didn't take the call, so I don't know who called. Okay. But I know based on the call that we need to speak to all the kids.
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions I can?
Not really. I mean, I'm just, I'm shocked.
Understandably. So what happens, Machelle, is when we get calls like this, we just don't take a person's word for it.
Thank God.
So that's why we come in and we'll want to do an action.
Broken Justice, have you heard of this person? Of Machelle Hobson? So they had a YouTube channel called Fantastic Adventures. And that's where, they are known for.
Check of the kids.
Sure.
But I don't want to call DCS on you or any other person that I don't know if this is true. I don't know you.
Right.
Machelle expresses a certain relief that the police aren't going to necessarily call the Arizona Department of Child Services, an organization she's had plenty of contact.
Okay, now this would really, honestly ticked me off, like beyond. Okay, I'm gonna let it play and then I'll say it.
With over the last few years. Their interventions thus far have accomplished nothing, however, which is why it seems that Stacy, the young girl who recorded the original video, is not completely confident that anything is going to be different this time.
I'm here to help. Okay? I want to make sure nothing happens to you or your brothers or your sisters. Okay? Okay? Do you understand what that means? Okay, what do you think it means?
Now, what she's about to say, keep in mind, look at all the food, all the stuff that is there. It's very disturbing. This is
like if there's anybody bad, you come and save us from them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, you're fine, baby. You're fine. You want to sit up? You don't have to cry. You're fine. Here we go. Here. Sit down on this bench. Huh? There we go. Sit down on the bench. All right. Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
I want to have a better family.
You want to have a better family?
That broke my heart when she said that. She wants to have a better family. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. That is so sad. And just wait, it honestly gets more heartbreaking. It's really hard, and so many people fail these kids, and you're going to see what I mean by that here.
I'm sorry.
The young girl desperately hopes that the end of her nightmare has finally come, and when she tells the officer more of what Machelle has done to her, it's clear that salvation has arrived not a moment too soon.
I know it's really hard to leave my mom, but...
Yeah. Take deep breaths, okay?
You know that spray that you use when there's like bad people and stuff?
Yeah.
P-E-P-P-E-R?
Yeah.
Spray?
Pepper spray? Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, baby.
She's emptied two of those bottles on me.
Okay.
The allegations against Machelle are growing more shocking by the moment, but right now she's more concerned about who is behind this police report in the first place.
Yeah, that's all she's concerned.
Little blonde one down there. She, as soon as my son said, the police are here and they're coming up the stairs, she starts crying and she goes, I know who it is, I know who it is. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. And she goes, it's Jordan, which is one of my.
So she's saying another of her, daughter's name, which it wasn't the one that called, but she's more, that's what she's more concerned with, Toxicity, give me the best summary about the family. Okay, so this lady who the police is talking to is she ran a YouTube channel called Fantastic Adventures, and for many years, and she had over 800,000 subscribers, made between $10,000 to $30,000 a month off of using her adopted children. And well, as you're going to discover that the way that they were living, the way she treated them, just the abuse that they endured, especially if they didn't want to even participate in doing any more of of YouTube, any videos. It just gets really bad. So that's why I'm also saying, and by the help of Betty Damboot, it's a very trigger warning, because and the most frustrating part is that she never goes to court, because it is heartbreaking, KB. It really is. It's really sad. It really is.
Adult daughters.
Okay.
And she has a very big vengeance against me right now. So I cut her off. She did try to contact me and try to say, well, if I want to be a part of her life, blah, blah, blah. I had to jump through these hoops and whatnot. I basically just blocked her. I said, no, I'm fine with the way my life is. I don't need that extra stress in my life of somebody who wishes I was dead and is waiting for their inheritance. You know what I'm saying? She's like, she literally, the last time I saw her, she's like, I'm just waiting for the life insurance.
Whatever the truth might be regarding Michelle's relationship with her daughter Jordan, it doesn't change the fact that her other adult daughter, Megan, was every bit as instrumental in getting the cops involved. Of course, Machelle doesn't know that yet and continues to blame Jordan.
She's always threatened to call DCS on me because she...
And of course, she's taking this opportunity to blame it on anybody and everybody, because, these kind of people will not take accountability for their own actions,
She knows that every parent's worst nightmare is having DCS called on them. She's threatened to make up stuff in the past. She's threatened to, just do all kinds of stuff. If I looked at my children wrong, I was using them,
Right.
But of course, DCS has been out to Michelle's house on many prior occasions.
Every time my brother runs away and CPS comes, he makes us lie. It's like you're trying to say good things, not saying bad things.
Okay. I'm just listening, okay?
You guys saw the video that I was talking to the camera, and my sister Megan was talking to me?
Yep.
It's all true. It's happened. My room upstairs. I want the door closed.
You want this door closed?
Yeah, because I don't want them hearing.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in trouble for saying it.
All right, well, come on in. Yeah, it's pretty tight, but hey, whatever makes you feel safe, okay?
It's hard to leave my mom, but I have to. Okay. I don't want you telling my other siblings.
I won't. We're not going to tell them. Can I ask them if everything's okay at home? I'm not going to tell them anything you said.
Something else I want to tell you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't dinner. She won't let me have dinner. And please tore me. And I want to let me dinner. And she started me 4 days before.
4 days? You haven't eaten in 4 days.
No, before.
Okay.
Since Michelle started homeschooling the children, things have not been the same. It clearly is not a strict curriculum, however, as Stacy says she's not allowed to do any schoolwork, and Machelle herself tells the police that she mostly focuses on teaching the children life skills because none of them are going to be, quote, rocket scientists.
And also, one of the teachers, before, Machelle took them out of, school, the teacher had contacted DCS. So and I want to say, I can't remember the exact number of how many times they've been out there, but I think it was between, I want to say 11 to 15 or 11, 13, something like that. Well, so when they did the investigation, which I honestly, in my opinion, DCS failed these children. I also, it's horrible. And when Machelle went to go take the kids out of school, and after DCS had did their investigation, they said they didn't find anything, that Machelle just basically laughed in front of the teacher's face and said, "Ha, you see, they didn't find anything." I was like, "What?" Like, so she takes them out of school, but to me, it's just to hide everything, so they have less people to go tell, right? To isolate them. Sorry, let me read. Sorry. Thank you so much. Oh, so what the hell did she spend the money? I have no idea what she. Honestly, I really don't know. I just got out of the hospital today, but they successfully broke up and blockage without surgery. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's always a blessing when you don't have to get the surgery, right? I'm glad you're home and doing well. Broken. How many kids does she have that has been adopted? Oh my goodness. So 7 that were taken, and then the 2 that were out, and then the 2 that were her biological. So, oh my goodness. Life skills on how to survive being tortured. Right, Betty? Yeah, I know. Listening to that baby cry make me so sad, dear Lord. I know. I mean, how can you do that to I don't understand it. I just don't. Like, even if my nephew falls, I'm just like, oh no, my goodness, and then this lady's just could care less, just uses them to make money, exploits them. It's horrible.
As the officers take in the serious acts of cruelty and neglect that have taken place in this home, Machelle grows impatient once again with the lack of information.
What's going on?
So they said you had more questions?
You said you were interviewing one last child, so
Yeah.
I'm just wondering where we are from here.
Right now, based on some information that we received, we are going to have contact DCF.
Okay, why?
Okay. I'm not going to release that information to you. All I can tell you is that there's going to be an investigation. So that's
I don't have ever done this spank my child. I've spanked the child. Like, what?
As Machelle complains
Well,
about
then
the
there would be nothing for her
inconvenience
to
of
worry
the
about,
police
right?
investigation, her adopted daughter gives the cops a glimpse at the fear her tyrant mom has instilled in her.
Is there anything in here that you want to eat right now while we're waiting? Seriously, anything. Look, you got some chips. You got... No. Listen, don't worry about that. No, she's not. No,
Isn't
she's
that
not.
so sad? She's going to smell my breath because she had 11, because she had a bag of chips. That's how much fear she has. That's so heartbreaking. I mean, to just do this to a child. And as you can see, I mean, I don't think that Michelle's going without eating, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, I mean, it's heartbreaking what she did.
No, she's not. You are not going to talk to mom right now. Okay? Grab a bag of chips. Go ahead, grab a bag of chips.
She was scared to even do that.
Perfect. Sit down, okay? Enjoy. Look at me. I want to help you.
The realization that this child is too scared of her mom to risk eating a small bag of potato chips is almost unthinkable, but it's clear that Stacy is justified in her fear given what she shared with the officer.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it.
I know, baby.
Threatened to kill me.
It's horrible.
That is crazy. Threatened to unalive her. Unbelievable. I was gonna say, I'm just. Yeah.
Thing in my neck.
It's horrible, baby.
This is an allegation the police are already familiar with, as Stacy spoke about it in the original video.
Like just 2 days ago, she said, because I was talking to my brother. He said I was talking to him, and she said she's gonna slice my neck open.
Stacy tells the officer it isn't uncommon for Machelle to use such brutality and threats of violence to keep the children in line.
Literally today, she got mad that I woke her up from a nap. And when she woke up from her nap, she said, you guys don't get dinner. I was like, it wasn't me. I didn't wake you up. Which it was, because I wanted dinner. I was hungry.
Oh, my goodness.
And she was like, well, you don't get dinner. And I started crying about it because I was hungry. Everybody's hungry. And she's like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to take you into the bathroom and slap your mouth and make sure I cut your lip open. And I'll do it a couple more times to make sure it's nice and deep and make sure it's painful. I don't know if I still have them.
You're fine, baby.
And Machelle is And Michelle was in jail complaining about her not having food. That's the part that just baffles me. I'm like, so you're going to complain about the jail and about food, but you did not give your children food. Oh, she didn't adopt these kids out of love. She could have. No, exactly. She saw money signs. She saw it and said, "Okay, what's an opportunity to use them?" Yeah. Does she have any? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Right? I didn't even notice that.
It's fine. Okay. Okay.
As Stacy tearfully recounts the unspeakable horrors that she and the other children in the house have been subjected to, Michelle maintains the role of the good mother who is being falsely accused.
Trying to search my brain. I don't even know. You're allowed to spank the child, right?
He's for discipline, absolutely, yep.
What else would you use it for?
Be surprised.
But it's not at all clear that Michelle's idea of discipline fits the standard definition.
You want to pull-ups?
Sometimes.
Why?
Because I've accidents.
Oh, you have accidents. Do you have injuries or what?
And it's because I do too much water sometimes.
You ran from your mom the last time you said, right?
Yeah.
Because you were afraid. What usually happens? I can't remember. So tell me what happened the last time.
I either get spanked or I don't want to say it. It's not saying. I either get beat or...
When you said you get beat, what do you mean by that?
Like I'll get spanked or harder.
With
Just the hand.
anything else?
No, not really.
You know what I thought about too, Broken Justice? Like, yeah, so she sees all the food in the pantry and her mom was napping and she was still scared. Like, you would think that, you know, since her mom's napping, like, oh, I'm going to sneak into the pantry and like grab something to eat. But that's how much she was scared to even do that. Like, her mom is sleeping and she can take that as an opportunity, and so much fear that she has. That's so, like, that's crazy to me because that's how much she has scared them already. You know, don't you dare, you know, basically get out of line, you know? And, yeah.
While Joseph may not share further details, if any, Stacy is fully willing to describe the hell she and her siblings have been living in.
Literally, she takes his armpit and twists it by her nails. Her nails are humongous. And takes it and twists it and spit in their face. She literally takes a mouthful of spit and spits it in our face. I don't know what kind of mom does this to us. And then she always tells us to lie. I don't want to live with Megan.
As Stacy continues to delve into the horrifying conditions of Michelle's brutal dictatorship, it becomes obvious that food plays a major role in the punishment of the children.
And then mom makes up lie. You don't get anything for 4 days straight because you were being horrible. No food, no water. Haven't even had water once today.
Eat these chips. Eat them. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble for eating right now. Okay? I'm telling you to eat these chips. Okay?
I was like, cops don't even care if you're being horrible. They still feed you. She said on the Bible, it says do not feed kids if they're bad.
It's not true.
And take baths and really beat kids. It says that on the Bible, she said.
I love you, and I don't even know you.
I love you too, because you're saving me from this house.
I know, baby.
While her adopted daughter crouches in a pantry eating chips, Michelle seems to realize that it might not look good if the children reveal that they've yet to eat dinner at nearly 10 o'clock at night.
I have leftover pizza in the oven that I was going to heat up for my children. Can they eat that?
Yeah, can the boys do it down there?
Oh, yeah.
Ask them to do that. Because I don't need that. The older children, the older children have not eaten. They're only.
Bro, like, that's just, she's so fake. Look at the size of her and know she's eating well. And yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, that's just a fact. Like, look at her. And then she's over there not even giving her own kids food. You know? Yes.
Ones that have not eaten. The 2 babies have eaten.
The news that they will soon be fed appears to come as a surprise to at least one child.
Your brothers are going to heat up some pizza.
All of you. All of you.
He's clearly not the only one caught off guard by this surprise meal.
But I think she's feeding you because she's scared that you guys are going to say you haven't.
That's why we just gave him all that stuff.
I know.
No, everybody knows he's not allowed to eat for a week. One woman trying to make it, she's like, you're not eating for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 months.
Okay. I can tell how you guys are acting with the fruit snacks and with the drinks because you guys haven't. I know that. I know that. I can see it, baby.
I was going to lie, but I couldn't. I can't.
You don't need to lie, okay? You don't need to lie.
In the meantime, even without a search warrant in hand, the cops can't help but notice some odd and perhaps even suspicious sights in the house.
Why is the key in the door here?
Huh?
Why is the key in the door?
When we were doing foster care, we had to basically have everything locked up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like any sort of chemical, like any sort of like hardware, like a vacuum is considered like hardware.
Mm.
We had that, like all that locked up.
And now, it's a playroom.
The playroom. Wow.
It's a playroom where we play.
Cool.
The police will soon have their search warrant, however, and when they speak to Machelle about the process, she has a sudden epiphany.
If they conduct a search warrant and there's nothing found to support those allegations, then that still benefits you.
I know what it is now.
And I know that.
I know what it is now.
And, okay, but they still have to do their job. So
I know what it is now.
what do you mean by that?
I just think that because of what my daughter knows, I know what it is now because who knows what a disarray my house is in. I bet you anything. Just know that the only weapon I have in my house is a can of pepper spray, and I have a feeling it has to do with that because of my daughter.
Okay.
I've been racking my brain all friggin' for hours right now, or forever since you guys got here.
I know.
And it's been hurting. I'm like, what have I done?
This is the one
What have I
frustrating
done
part
wrong?
of.
It's perhaps not so surprising that Machelle would make a connection between pepper spray and her daughter, considering a story that Stacy told the cops earlier.
My Jordan, do you know called you?
Mm-hmm.
She came home from work. I haven't seen her in like 4 months. And she came home from work. It was late at night. And she was hungry. So she burnt her pizza because she fell asleep on the couch. And so Mom told me to go get the pepper spray and try to pepper spray her in the face. So she ran out of the house with pepper spray on her face.
So DCS should be coming out, and they should be taking custody of the kids based on the allegations.
Really? She's
and
like,
they'll be
oh my
talking to
goodness.
you as well.
Police execute a search warrant.
This is was the police officer talking to that child? Which one? The one that was in the pantry? Yes, and also the one that said they were going to give them dinners. But yes, they are basically trying to figure out what is going on here. And the one that's giving probably the most information is the one that recorded that video that got, the sister to call the police.
Search warrant on the residence, and it isn't long before they find many troubling things that seem to verify exactly what the children have told them. 2 cans of pepper spray are found in a drawer, precisely matching the description that Stacy gave them earlier in the evening.
Unbelievable that you would use pepper spray to a child. I'm so glad that she got exposed. I just hate the fact that she never had to go through trial.
It's in her room.
Okay.
She has a black one and a pink one.
Okay.
She's emptied both on me before.
The police also get a good look at the infamous green room upstairs, the isolated prison that Stacy alleges she and her siblings were locked inside for hours, if not longer.
It's just a green room. There's a lock on it. He makes me sleep with only underwear and a top on a tile floor.
And as and I'm sure this lady is over there, sleeping all comfortable as she's abusing these children. It's so agitating to hear it, But, and you know what got me really thinking is that, this is still going on in other YouTuber land. I mean, it's just, it really is going on. There's a lot. And like I said, there was that one that told her child, hey, set this up for the thumbnail, and then yells at him because he needs to do it this way. He needs to perform this way because this is their moneymaker. This is the way that they want to do, is make money off their children. And something on YouTube needs to change. This shouldn't be allowed to just have your kids and then you just make money off of them. I mean, look at the abuse, and this isn't the only one. I mean, we've seen many throughout the years that have been exposed, and I'm sure there will be many more to come. Hot sauce is horrible too. Yeah, exactly. Hot. Yes. Oh, I'm sure she eats right in front. Oh, absolutely. You can imagine that she probably did that right in front of them and threw it in their face. She's a sick human being. Well, God bless those officers for their care. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I do. And I think that I have been noticing a lot handling it so well. The only thing that makes me so mad is, with CPS not being, with them being called so many times and nothing being done. That agitates me. And that's the thing, because these kids, especially when they're young, they're scared to speak up, I mean, because guess what? If nothing is found, then they leave, and guess what? They get a beating or something, for saying anything different. They're really scared. They got to do everything that their parents tell them. I mean, just look at, the girl not even wanting to eat a bag of chips because her mom may smell her breath. That's insane to me. The little girl saved her. Yes. And remember, there was the other one too that snuck out of the window or the house and called the police and needed to use needed to call or something. She didn't even know how to use a cell phone. I forgot what family. It's hard to keep up because there's so many, and it's horrible that there is so many. But she didn't even know how to use that. It looks like all she does is usually, doesn't she? Clean the house. No, I know, crazy. And then for them to have diapers all just in the hallway. That's doesn't she smell that? That's gross. That's the filth. It's nasty, and she's a strong. I absolutely agree. Back in the day, foster homes were just as bad as homes. I've heard. And this lady took advantage. She probably saw the money that she can make off these kids. And when that money started to roll in, and she loved, those thousands of dollars that she was getting, there was no way that she wasn't going to let these kids not participate. She was, nope, you were going to have to, because you're going to need to bring in money. I mean, what did she tell them? It can't be for eating, right? Or for a blanket. I mean, she just didn't even, she's a horrible, evil human being. My parents were foster parents, and our home were loving to those foster kids, and they didn't want to leave my mom and dad. And I was, you see, that's such a blessing when there are foster parents, and there really are many who do, but we also hear a lot of horror stories of, of situations like this. So that is yes, that is. I'm so glad that they had a wonderful experience. And these kids just, it's just really unbelievable. She's evil. And I always feel like they need to treat them exactly how they treated these kids. Yeah. Is all the kids there or just two at home? Is all the kids there? Yeah, so there was 7. Okay, so 7 of the adopted kids were living there, and then 2 of the biological, which were the sons, and then her 2 older daughters already had moved out, and which one of them was the one that called to, report this, which when she called, she thought, it's going to be the same thing, CPS is going to go out there, investigate. It's going to be nothing. And she was a little agitated because she was like, we're going to run into the same thing. But I think with the video and stuff, it helped a lot more this time. And I'm so glad that
nobody gets to know nothing.
According to Machelle and her adult sons, the green room is an innocent place, meant only to be used for special effects sequences in their Fantastic Adventures videos. Police also speak to Michelle's neighbor, who says living next door to 7 young children has not been the experience she would have expected.
I never see those kids outside, ever.
You never see them outside?
No.
Okay.
And that's really surprising.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Never
You know, they only, occasionally I see one of them go over to the mailbox, and that's it.
Okay.
For a family that was so extraordinarily public in some ways, it seems they kept most of their lives hidden behind a closed door.
Erica, police department, open the door. Erica, police department, be here now. Yourself now. Hold up, Brian. They're coming out. All right, I'm gonna go down the hallway. First door, right? Go.
Police are back at the residence days later with a new warrant. They don't expect anyone to be in the house, of course. The 7 children were rescued from...
Hey, Salmonella, how are you doing? The adult son should have been charged and put in prison. Oh, I totally agree with you on that. And they were old enough to know what was going on. Like, that's the part. And then I also have a video of them acting. It was so bizarre. I'm just like, when you see the video, it's just odd. Yes, I was the only child, but my mom had a foster mom. And I remember getting so upset because of all the different strange kids. But when I saw them, that's so, yeah, I can see at first, like, okay, what's going on here? But that's such a blessing that that they got treated so well, because you hear so many horror stories, you know. She put them on YouTube, and then in the condition, and they put on a show. I mean, the house is a wreck. Yeah, did you notice, like, sometimes when they would film, it's like all clean, but it's just, you know, to give that fake little...
The home in the early morning hours of March 14th. The next day, police arrested Machelle Hobson and her 2 adult sons, Ryan and Logan Hackney, while awaiting trial on a litany of felony charges, including 7 counts of child. Machelle fell ill and was released from jail for hospitalization. 3 days later, she suffered cardiac arrest and was declared temporarily unfit for trial. While her overall condition improved over the coming months, she took a turn for the worse later that year and died on November 12, 2019, 8 months after her arrest. In a news conference, the Pinal County prosecutor said her untimely death came with a silver lining. These kids don't have to testify, he said, which means they can now begin the healing process. YouTube terminated the Fantastic Adventures channel in March of 2019.
So, and I dropped the link to this channel, which if you guys do not follow them, they do such an amazing videos. I really, really like the way that they and they also have like the videos that a lot of times you can't see. Hold on a second. So that is that, but I have a little bit more that go a little bit more in the let's see, hold on a second. Okay, I have the phone call of where she is actually complaining about the food. I was just, when I came across it, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, seriously, she's going to complain, really? She didn't care when her, kids were complaining. So I say an eye for an eye. I've always felt that way, especially when it comes to kids. Why is it okay for them to be doing that? CP should have seen right through. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Okay. Here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay.
And she died before ever going to trial on the 29 child abuse charges she faced.
ABC 15 broke the news of the YouTube mom's death last week, and tonight we have her phone calls from jail. They shed light on her deteriorating health and confidence in her case.
ABC 15's Zach Crenshaw has been following this case all year and has the new details.
This is a free call from Pinal County Sheriff's Office.
Machelle Hobson was looking at life in prison.
They just slap a bunch of on paper and then they go, here's your charges.
And she was eager to fight those 29 charges.
This should be fun, just knocking them down one by one.
Investigators say she was abusive, pepper spraying, starving, even pinching the genitals of her 7 adopted kids, who were performing in her lucrative YouTube videos.
I love making the videos, and I raised those kids. So you tell me I'm this horrible, vicious person. Let's go to court and let's play this out.
Hobson's 2 adult sons initially arrested as well.
Now, they dismissed the charges yesterday from Logan and Ryan.
Wow.
In the more than 2 hours of jail conversations, Hobson almost never mentions her young adopted children. What dominates conversation? The 48-year-old's rapidly declining health.
How you feeling?
Still in medical, and I'm still as sick as can be.
It's unclear what was wrong. Hobson says she'd go days without eating.
I'm already so weak it's hard to stand up. Pretty sure my kidneys are going to go out anytime if they don't do something. They better figure it out, because they're going to be transporting me to a hospital if they don't.
That prediction came true. 2 months after being booked, deputies were transporting her to a hospital due to a, quote, natural medical event.
Yeah, I'll win the case.
Hobson, though, never had the chance.
I can't really share any of the information that I have.
She died at a Scottsdale hospital last week. Zach Crenshaw, ABC 15, Arizona.
Isn't that unbelievable that she wants to complain about the having no food, really? But she was okay, with let me pick this real quick. With not giving her kids any food. But isn't that how it is? So when I've noticed, like, when somebody takes someone's life, do you notice that when they go to court, or they also, about taking a plea deal or something, they don't want their life, they want their life spared, but they're okay with taking somebody else's life, right? Like, what makes you think that those people wanted you to take their life? It's just astonishing how people are. Hold on, let me see what this. She actually pled not guilty. Hold on, let me show this.
The mother now accused of abusing her adopted children while forcing them to perform YouTube skits has pleaded not guilty. Maricopa mother Machelle Hobson facing a judge this morning for the first time on 30 different abuse charges. Those charges ranging from kidnapping to molestation, child abuse, even neglect, to 5 adopted children. And it was Hobson's own adult daughter who ended up going to police.
This morning in court, Hobson explained that her only form of income was YouTube, and that she was earning, get this, $10,000 to $30,000 a month, but said now her accounts have been frozen. A judge trying to determine if she or the residents of Pinal County will have to pay for her defense.
Well, a public defender will represent her until they receive more details about her finances. Hobson is currently being held on $200,000 bond. Her next court appearance scheduled for May.
I mean, yeah, I eat oh yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure you do. KB, I could tell you some stories of kids that my mom got and their conditions. Oh, I can imagine. I can only imagine. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I have been seeing so much lately horrible treatment of how people are, and I am always constantly heartbroken. I mean, it's horrible. It is sad to hold on, to see and hear. Let's see. I think I have this one. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pick it. Oh, shoot. Okay, so, and I was going to drop the links. And I'm sure you guys probably heard of this one. Long Crime Network. They have so many different things. I will say their little ad thing in between drives me nuts. But, I understand. Okay, here.
twisted story that we want to talk to you right now out of Maricopa County, Arizona. Two brothers, 31-year-old Logan Hackney and 29-year-old Ryan Hackney, have each been...
I'm sorry, but that mustache on that guy is getting me. Like, it just gives me that creepy vibe. I don't understand how they didn't get charged with anything. You know? Ugh.
Charged with child molestation. Now, you might be saying, why am I talking about them? Well, their mother was Machelle Hobson, who prior to her death in 2019 was facing her own criminal charges. In fact, 30 charges of abusing and kidnapping her adopted children and forcing them to appear in YouTube videos. In fact, her channel, Fantastic Adventures, had up to 700,000 subscribers before it was taken down. And now her sons are each facing multiple counts of sexual misconduct with minors. It's an incredibly disturbing story. I want to talk about it right now. Let me bring in.
Amazon early holiday deals are here.
I'm like so consumed with theirs.
Arizona criminal law attorney Kurt Altman, as well as Emmy Award-winning reporter and anchor Zach Crenshaw.
The stuff I see also against animals is just disgusting. It's disturbing. Things I see with children, mixing sardines with Maggie. Oh my goodness! That made my stomach.
From ABC 15 Arizona, who actually broke this story. It's great to have you both here. Zach, I'll start with you. You've been following this story from the very beginning. If you can you just give us a quick recap of the allegations that the mother here, Machelle Hobson, was facing and what she was accused of doing to her kids?
Yeah, well, that's why this story intrigued so many people and really horrified so many people. It got national attention because of the allegations that her own fostered then adopted children made to police. So basically, when police finally went to her home and made the arrest in 2019 down in Maricopa, Arizona, in Pinal County, they found that she was facing these charges before she passed away, but they accused her of pepper spraying her kids, of locking them in closets, turning off the lights and leaving them in there for days without food, water, having to, urinate and use the restroom in diapers.
That is
she
so
would beat
gross.
them. She would starve them.
Diapers.
I mean, just absolutely, she would force them to take ice baths. She would have them stand in the corner of rooms with their hands above their heads for hours on end, just truly psychologically damaging these kids, physical, emotional harm to the nth degree. So it was, I've had, attorneys say this is one of the worst cases they have ever seen in their entire life when they looked at all of the allegations she was facing. In large part because these were kids who were put in her care by the state of Arizona. She fostered them, then adopted them. DCS was responsible for checking on these kids. They missed a lot of warning signs.
A lot.
And at the end of the day, the abuse went on for years and years, longer than it should have.
And unfortunately, we've covered cases before where there were warning signs and they are missed continually. This is one of those cases where she was doing it for YouTube views. She was taking the kids out of school so that they could appear on film. And I remember reading that when these kids were actually fed, it was, and one kid was drinking a water bottle, just downed it because they were so malnourished. And now we see the brothers here. And this kind of family connection. You broke this story as well, right? That's my understanding. What do we know about the brothers?
Yeah, so I want to be careful of what I say because obviously there are victims of child sex abuse here. And as journalists, one of the things is we never want to do more harm there. But, there have been multiple disclosures of child sex abuse regarding Logan and Ryan Hackney dating back to 2019 when their mom was arrested for the first time. And actually, those brothers were arrested as well, at the time that DCS and police finally went into 2019, they were arrested for failure to report. And then those charges were dropped. So Logan and Ryan Hackney have been out living free for the past, 4 years now. And there were actually disclosures of sex abuse happening years prior to 2019 in Mesa area. Maricopa PD learned about those allegations back in 2019 And then they failed to report them over to Mesa PD to do the investigation because it happened in a different jurisdiction, a different county. They were the ones.
How much could have been prevented, if things would. And we hear, these stories all the time where it's CPS, and I know that they are overloaded with so much, and a lot of times they don't have a lot of sources and stuff to help. Yes, Jesse, it's awesome. What is wrong with people? I have no idea. They provided her food. Those kids should exactly right. I mean, her food, the house. I mean, everything, and she don't even want to give them anything. She died knowing she was going to hell. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, and you know what's crazy is that must have weighed so much on her heart that it's like, oh crap, it's all going against her, right? Oh, okay, but yeah, she is evil. She is pure evil.
They weren't the ones to do that investigation. I actually found that in my reporting when I was reviewing all the documents. I said, hey, whatever happened to the disclosures in Mesa, Arizona that were made by victims? And they said, oh, shoot. So they did an internal investigation. They said a third party media report, which was us, brought this to their attention. They sent it over to Mesa. Mesa PD did their investigation over the past, year and a half, 2 years. And now here we are with both the brothers, facing multiple felony charges for child sex abuse.
And we're talking about victims 5 years old, 9 years old, 6 to 9 years old. That's what we're dealing with here. Kurt, I want to bring you into the conversation. Obviously, these brothers are innocent until proven guilty, right? But what I find so interesting in your experience, does it come as a surprise that if you have a family where a mother or a father was allegedly engaging in abuse, not necessarily of like her own children, but was engaging in this conduct, that you would see the children of this family also eventually be engaging in this kind of conduct? In your experience, do you see those kinds of cases?
Jesse, I mean, it happens all the time, right? I mean, it runs in the family. That saying didn't come from nowhere. They've learned nothing except what their mother did. They've learned from her. They've been in a poor household. She's been an abuser. Of course, they're going to learn from that behavior. And it's not a shock at all. We see it all the time, that this just gets passed from generation to generation. And they learn how to victimize people. And it sounds like that's what was going on here. At least that's what the investigation shows.
How tough is it to defend these kinds of cases?
Well, one, it's tough just from the stigma, right? When you walk into a jury room or you walk into a courtroom where they're picking a jury, just the allegations, of course, turn a lot of people off and people immediately think that somebody's guilty. But they are defensible. It sounds like these allegations took place in 2009 to 2011 to 2012 and moving forward. Evidence is hard to come by. I'm sure that they've done interviews with these victims, forensic interviews, even had them dig back into the recesses of their minds when they were children, and these allegations came up. But beyond those allegations, there might not be a lot of other evidence, and that makes it difficult to prosecute, quite frankly, and a little bit easier to defend. You don't want to attack victims. You don't want to re-victimize them. But if it's just their word from when they were 5, 6, 7.
Did you guys hear recently? Well, I'll let this finish first. I hope wherever they were living near sheriffs. Oh, I know, me too. I really do hope so. I hope that they're in a loving environment and are going to be thriving wherever they go. And you know what? They won't ever have to worry about this evil monster ever popping up or showing up or trying to do anything to them. And hopefully, they can live a beautiful life out there. It's horrible. They're going to need definitely a lot of, therapy, a lot of counseling for sure. Of a trust issue. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Absolutely. A lot of trust issues.
8 years old. It might not be as easy as it sounds on paper.
Zach, what do we know about the relationship between the brothers themselves and with their mother? I was not familiar with the videos, whether or not they participate in the videos, but what was that family dynamic?
Yeah, so we only know so much, right? Particularly because Machelle passed away in 2019. Months after being arrested, her health deteriorated quickly to the point where the jail actually sent her basically to a hospice facility where she died. But we know that, the brothers were actually integral in those YouTube videos. Not only is there footage of them actually acting in the videos, but they were the editors
them.
and the photographers of those videos. And in the hundreds of photos I got as part of my records requests for this story, Machelle Hobson, she was making tons of money because a lot of these videos were monetized. She had sponsors for these videos, and she would write checks to Logan and Ryan. One check I think I have a photo of was to the tune of like $8, and the line on the check said editing. So they were part of this business that Machelle ran, and the workforce of that business was these fostered then adopted kids who, were really, who knows if Machelle had, what we don't know is if Machelle had this plan in place when she first, chose to foster these kids, or if it was an idea that came after that fact, if it was never altruistic. But we do know that those kids became the cash cow for the family. And no one on YouTube knew what was happening behind those closed doors.
And as I said, YouTube quickly took that channel down once it became apparent what was happening. Real quick, Zach, they were charged, sort of, right, in connection with what was going on, the brothers initially?
Yeah, they were charged with failure to report, but then those charges were dropped because,
Everything is,
I think as was alluded to earlier, there was question about, how manipulated and, Machelle had those brothers. Machelle made a lot of threats to the younger kids and potentially to Logan and Ryan of, if you tell police X, I will do Y to you, right? So I think there was some, reticence on prosecutors and to move forward with those charges. So they dropped those, and it's been years since
basically everything's been dropped.
I wonder, Kurt, in terms of, the scheduling here. So Ryan Hackney scheduled to go to trial August 17th. Logan Hackney scheduled to go to trial August 31st. Can the trial of one affect the other?
Well, presumably no, right? The system's designed so it would not, but of course it will. If those trials go in August, I'd be surprised because they were just arrested.
When it comes to suspicious odors in your home, the nose knows. If you smell an odor like rotten egg,
and trials like this usually don't happen for a year or more, but when they do go, if they don't go at the same time, which they won't, I think there'll be a significant effect. Of course, if I'm representing a defendant that has essentially a co-defendant, but in a different case being tried before me, depending on how that goes, I'm going to watch every piece of evidence. I'm going to watch everything that happens in every witness, every police officer, and then that's going to inform me on how I'm going to defend my client, maybe try to resolve my client, maybe think twice about going to trial. So certainly, although they're not designed to have an effect on each other, each trial and the evidence presented in each will relate to the other one and cause them to make some decisions that they might not otherwise make.
How much do you think, Kurt, and Zach, if after, you feel free to jump in on this, but Kurt, I was going to ask you, how much do you think their mother's going to play a role in this trial? A part of me wonders, could they even mount some sort of defense based on what, they grew up with and who she was, but also saying, hey, listen, we don't want to be convicted because of what she did and who she was and what she was accused of. Although I don't even know if that would even come into this trial. What's your take on that, Kurt?
No, I think that's a really good point. Based on what I know, there's probably two ways to defend these cases. Number one, these victims alleged victims were young kids at the time. Their memories are not good. You don't have any physical evidence of it. If there is evidence, then maybe the other way to go is like, listen, we had no choice. It's some sort of psychological defense. Look who our mother was. Look what she did to us. Look how she raised us. We may have done some things, but we're not criminally responsible because of what she did. And the beauty of that really for them now is she's gone. They can't bring her in. Nobody can say that she can't come in and say, I didn't do that. It wasn't my fault. She's gone. So they can blame her. And that may be the route that they take.
And Zach, I'll give you the final word. We got about a minute left if you want to address, what her role might be in their case. But also, I just wanted to ask you, what has been the feeling in the community to hear this case about these individuals?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of, I actually got an email yesterday after we reported the story. And somebody said, I'm glad to see, some justice finally. But as you mentioned, these brothers are innocent until proven guilty. So it will be very interesting. A lot of people, myself included, are going to be watching how this plays out. But, I think there was a sense that, these were adults at the time that these fostered and adopted kids were removed from the home. And there was a question of what did they know back then? And, did they get let off the hook for the abuse that was inside that home?
Of course they
Now
do.
they're facing completely different charges in a different county. But I think there may be in the community is a, sense that, hopefully if these crimes are proven in a court of law, then that will be some justice for the kids because as we know, Machelle Hobson never heard, guilty, right? She passed away before doing a day in prison.
Unbelievable.
stress.
Such a sad case. Zach
Was it worth
Crenshaw, Kurt Altman, appreciate you both taking the time. Thank you so much.
And that's what I always say, like the people who put all this stress, whether they're lying, abusing people, just being toxic, even just online itself, it shows. It weighs on your heart. It shows on your face. I mean, just everywhere on your health. 8 Passenger is another example. Oh, I know. That's another one. I mean, there is there's another one too, but yeah, there are so many. Unfortunately, children remember trauma. Yes, and this will be for the rest of their lives, even with counseling and stuff. It's going to be very difficult for them, but I will say that her passing, I think it will also help because they won't have to ever worry about ever seeing her, hearing from her. They don't have to be scared knowing she's just going to pop up somewhere. Because I can imagine the fear that has been instilled, especially with that girl who just didn't want to eat chips. That just broke my heart so much. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. And I was going to say something. What was I going to say? There was recently, I knew I should have wrote it down. Getting too old for this. Can someone please pass the tacos on? Oh my goodness. Yes, you for sure. Oh my gosh. What was I going to say? I was going to say something and I said, let this finish. And of course, now that it's finished, I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't know, but let me see. Let me see if there is a. I should have put that on mute. I have been so obsessed with the Long Crime Network. I mean, it has been insane. But do y'all guys notice that a lot of this happens and I'm not saying it only happens, but a lot of it happens in Utah, especially with the Ruby Frank. There was something else that I was watching. It was I've been also with the women who have been hiring to unalive their spouses. There was one recently that I was watching. I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, sadly, it really does. The list goes on forever of let me see. Hold on, let me put this on. Were y'all guys on another topic? Have you guys listened to the Wade call, the recent one? Oh my goodness, I almost children love their abusers, especially if I know. And did you hear that? It's oh, I know about her mom, but then it's but she wants a new family. They just don't know any better. They really don't. Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. I have been watching a lot of them because I kind of want to cover more of true crime. Just I like the fascination of the psychology part of it a lot more. But it's very crazy. It's like this one. Arkansas mom lets mom keep abusing her young daughter. Uh, it's just so, I mean, you should be protecting your child. Oh, the other one that I'm really wanting to watch is that Curry Richens one. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that one, but she poisoned her husband, and of course he passed away. She wrote a book. That's one of them that I have been waiting for. There's so many that I have been waiting for that feels like it's been taking quite a bit. Oh, did you guys? There's another one. A missing dad faked his death to be with his new lover. I mean, there's just so many stories out there. It is insane. Of course, the Diddy stuff doesn't stop. I mean, that's just insane amount of people coming out on that. It says a baby killer nurse gave friend tips on how to get away with murder. I mean, hold on one second. I could just share my screen. Oh, you love the science behind it? Yeah, I love the psychology of it. Yeah, so there's like these that this is pretty much what I've been watching. Like, I just don't watch like a lot of the drama because I really it's just insane. I mean, I guess because I just am astonished as how many people commit things, and then it's like they show everything on the phone. So did you guys recently hear it's another family that's just like the Adelsons? And if you guys don't know, the Adelsons is the one that got they hire the brother actually. It was the grandmother and then the brother, and then they hired somebody to kill the ex-husband, and so anyway, so that was 10 years it pretty much took, and now the grandma is gonna go to court. I'm sure you guys have heard of it because that one, oh shoot, not that. The Adelson, the grandma, oh my goodness, Donna, when she got arrested, I was so like ecstatic. I had to like right away get online and be like, oh my gosh, I gotta see her being arrested because she was one. Thank you, Betty. I need some ranch dressing for my, oh my gosh, I don't really have her, but oh my goodness. This world has gone to hell in a handbasket, as the saying goes. It really is. It really has. And the amount of stuff that people, so there's this family recently that was, I can't find the story on here, but they looked up everything on the phone. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the cops are going to grab your phone, but I'm just glad that they're just that stupid, to be honest with you. And, you ever notice how Tom and Jerry really don't get along? Oh my goodness. What is this one about? Which one? KB, that's one of my favorite things. Damn, but that is my I like crazy. There's this one coming out, you guys. I'm telling you. It is, this one is another one. Susan Simpson. I have this guy too. His mugshot just gives me the creepies. Like, it's just yes, and Fitbits. I mean, they literally will go on the computer and type out like basically, I mean, you're just laying it out really for the cops. And so there's this other family, the one that I'm really, yes, the Adelson ones. The Adelsons or the one like the Adelsons? Because if you haven't heard the Adelsons, that one's insane. Like, I am obsessed with it. When I say obsessed, like everything. I have watched all the phone calls from jail. I mean, when I say I'm obsessed with that case. That one is one. You guys, that's what my mom used to say all the time. Yeah, I've always heard that saying. But there was another one family that recently came out, just like the Adelson. The grandma was part of it. The brother was part of it. Let's see. I mean, there's just so many cases. The Maddie Soda. Oh my gosh, that one's so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. And then I heard that the mother got immunity. I'm not 100% certain if that's true, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was like, what? I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. There was one. Maybe we should talk about it in the next live. It's really freaking bizarre. Let me think of the name. What's the name? Hold on. Let me. So it is. Hold on. Oh, but that's all I freaking do. Like, I feel like that's all I do. It's like I go for one and then I'm like so obsessed. Okay, so let me it's hold on. Okay, let's see. Kate. Is it this one? This one, I think it is. I'm gonna play you guys. It is. You got to listen to this, you guys. But that's I really go down rabbit holes. I'm obsessed with.
A woman is behind bars accused of conspiring with her mother and brother to kill her husband. I have the details of the twisted murder plot and how police say another high-profile murder case may have been on the family's mind as they plotted murder. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Divorces and disputes over child custody can get very ugly. And sadly, But
you know what's crazy is that these people are like, because I want to have my kids all the time. And then they end up getting arrested and going to jail and like waiting for their trial. It's like, huh? Like, and that was the same thing that the Adelsons did. The Adelsons did the same exact thing. They hired people to take care of the ex-husband because the wife wanted to move with, somewhere else and all this. And now the grandma's, waiting for trial. The brother's in jail, in prison, and then of course the people who did the actual murder. It's just a whole mess. And I'm thinking, wow, you guys, like, is it really? I mean, just.
We've seen them end with murder. Police in American Fork, Utah say that happened in this case and that Catherine Rastelli wanted out of her marriage to her husband, Matt Rastelli, so badly that she was willing to kill him so she could have her way, including having custody of their 3 children. Police took Kate Rastelli and her mother, Tracy Grist, into custody last week. They face a number of charges, including murder, conspiracy to commit murder, obstruction of justice, and more in Matt Rastelli's death. Kate Rastelli's brother, Kevin Ellis, has been in jail since July. He had claimed that he shot Matt Rastelli in self-defense, but the cops weren't buying it. This all started back on July 12th. Matt Rastelli drove to Tracy Grist's home to see his wife, Kate. He had wanted her to come back to California with their children. But Kate, according to court documents, wanted no part of that. Police say Matt Rastelli didn't know his wife and her family were tracking him the entire time using an Apple AirTag. An affidavit states, a search of Catherine's iPad and her mother's phone showed that Catherine, her mother, and the shooter all had been shared access to the AirTag device to be able to monitor it. The AirTag was labeled.
You know what's astonishing too? The lengths that they go to do all of this, and they think they're like always the smartest people, that they're like planning it out. They're not going to get caught. Let's just take his life. I mean, which is crazy because it's the father of your children. Like, what are you thinking? This is insane. And they do all this and for what?
Labeled truck, and the poop emoji was also displayed next to the title truck on the AirTag through the monitoring app Find My. Kevin Ellis shot Matt Rastelli when he arrived at the house. That's not in dispute. Police say when officers arrived, Tracy Grist, Kate's mother, yelled, "Don't say anything." Police then said Grist told them that Matt Rastelli came to the home armed with a knife. That night, detectives grew suspicious, noting things at the scene that didn't add up. Police were also curious why it took Tracy Grist 6 minutes to call 911 after the shots were fired. Kevin Ellis claimed the shooting was self-defense, but police felt something was off. According to the affidavit, the knife in the victim's hand had the blade facing toward the victim, not facing outward. The victim was also lying on his stomach in front of the stairs that led to the second story of the residence, which was down the hallway from the living room area. There was more about the knife that just didn't seem right. The knife was gripped with Matthew's right thumb wrapped around the knife and in line with his other 4 finger knuckles. Matthew's index, middle ring, and pinky finger were gripped around the handle of the knife with the pads of these fingers touching his palm. Based on these observations, it was clear to see that the knife was being gripped and not loosely held. Also, the blade was facing inward towards Matthew instead of pointing outwards towards a threat. Based on training and experience as a detective, I observed this picture and observed that it did not appear that Matthew was holding this knife when he was shot. It appeared that the knife was possibly placed into Matthew's right hand after he had been shot dead. Now, you may have noticed I said the knife was in Matthew's right hand, and that was a big red flag for detectives. They said they found out that Matt Rastelli's dominant hand was his left, so that backed up their belief that the knife was possibly placed in his hand after he was shot. The day after Matt Rastelli was shot to death in July, a friend of Kate Rastelli's called police, and what she told them was very concerning. An affidavit says the friend reported that on 5/13 of 2024, she received a text message from Catherine, which read something to the effect of, "I'm trying to wait. I just might murder Matt today, though." Detectives searched Catherine's phone and found that on 5/13/2024, Catherine did send a text message to this friend.
Who writes it to a friend, too, by the way? I mean, that's not even a normal thing. Like, hey, yes, Betty, it's going to get worse. Yeah, I know. And it's scary. It actually scares me how things are being in this world. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm actually, pretty scared of how everything keeps being. A lot of stuff are okay. A lot of stuff are justified. Stuff that isn't even supposed to be normal. It's a scary world. It is. And I would be lying if I didn't say I was, scared of what's going on.
The text message sent from Catherine's phone read, "I'm trying to wait. I just might murder Matt today, though." Police say the more they looked into the case, the more they found, and it appeared the plan to murder Matt Rastelli began in June. Kate Rastelli left California with her children for her mother's house in Utah. Police say Tracy Grist searched the internet about another case where a family was accused of plotting the murder of a man over child custody, the murder of Dan Markel. On June 7th, a little more than a month before Matt Rastelli was shot, police say Grist searched, how old were Dan Markel's kids when Dan was killed? And she also searched Katie Magbanwa's second trial period defense charts. There was also another red flag. The friend told...
So y'all know about the Adelson, right? The case that they're talking about currently. Because Kate Magban was the one who hired the guys to kill, the ex-husband. So yeah, it's just, yeah, it is. Yeah, I haven't been in the drama crap either. I've been watching true crime. I think, yes, I have too. I can't, I don't know. Yeah, I know. Brooke and I just got caught up in chat. I'm so happy your procedure. Yes.
Detectives that Kate said her brother pepperballed her brother 8 times. When she offered condolences, she claimed Kate responded, "It's okay. I'm happy." Police say they also found texts between Kate Rastelli and her mom where they discussed Kate staying in Utah so Matt would have to drive to Utah. The affidavit says on 7/11/2024, Catherine texted her mother, "Matt doesn't want to drive out. He's depositing money for me to rent a car." Catherine's mother responded, "Nope. Well, we will just stay with you spraining your ankle and just keep putting him off. It's fine."
Yes, ma'am, I sure do. This one is one I'm definitely going to be following. This one is, hold on. Absolutely, Betty. Wait, how come I can't press it? It says if I need help. I don't need help. Hold on. There's like a bubble where I can't even press. Okay, hopefully that does it right there. I'm sure. Oh my goodness. Where all the makeup? Okay.
Catherine then responded to her mother, I'll tell him. Catherine's mother then responded, you are going to sprain your ankle soon. Catherine then responded, yes, he wants me to leave tomorrow. I have to make arrangements for the car today. Catherine's mother then responded, can't drive with that ankle. I know we can wrap it and make it look swollen under the wrap. That same day, police say Tracy Grist was searching the internet and looking up the Dan Markel case out of Florida.
Yes. So Betty and Broken and Dalton, have you guys know about the Adelson, right? Because this is where, they're kind of intertwining those two, because that's the one that she was, basically, I guess, copying. But yes, watch that, Betty. And I'm going to follow this one because this one is like insane to me. And for a mother to even be part of this with her daughter, like none of them said, hey, you know what? No, bad idea. Like that's nah. Nope. Nobody with common sense, thought to say, nope, don't do this. It's always a group of people and none of them thought, no, not at all. You guys, come on. Like, I've heard people say, man, I wish he was dead, but they say that they don't go do it, No, it's the first I've heard. Oh, okay. Yeah. This one, is
as I mentioned, he's the Florida State University professor who prosecutors say was murdered in a plot by his brother-in-law and former mother-in-law. Police say Grist searched, when was Donna Adelson arrested? Donna Adelson was one of the alleged masterminds in the murder of Dan Markel.
I can't.
Prosecutors say she conspired with her family to murder Markel by hiring hitmen so her grandchildren could move closer to her. Adelson has pleaded not guilty to those charges.
And that's crazy because she does that, right? And is she spending any time with her being in jail? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not worth it. I know I keep saying this, but it just isn't.
On July 12th, the day that Matt Rastelli was shot, police say Kate Rastelli messaged her Discord group, I have to do big girl things today. Wish me luck. When people asked what Kate meant, she didn't answer, according to police. The allegations get even worse. The indictment says, after Matt's death, Catherine FaceTimed one of her friends from the Discord group and showed her a picture of where the carpet was bloodstained from Matt's death. The friend overheard Tracy say that if she had known that the friend liked death, Tracy would have taken a picture of the body. And there's more. This case is absolutely terrifying, and it really
it gets me too, like, how can people be married to someone at a time and have so much hate and to the extent where you will take their life? To me, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, Mormon crime is crazy. It is. Oh, I have watched a little of this, but I wanted to wait until they were sentenced. Okay, yeah. People minds are so twisted. Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. Twisted, scary. Yeah.
Made me
Oh, yeah. So the older lady, the one you're talking about in the cop car. Yeah. So that's a different case, but they're talking about how it's similar because they were the new case that they're recently talking about, which is another one. Husband murder. The family, they were looking up that case, so that's why they're putting it. But yes, I can't wait to her court trial. Oh my gosh, that one's going to be crazy, and I think she thinks she's going to get away with it. She had a beautiful life too.
Wonder what I would find if I researched Kevin Ellis on truthfinder.com. Truthfinder.com is one of the largest public records search services. I put in his name and a 2009 case from Arizona came up. It was a failure to appear. Truth Finder is really great because it will give you a person's past and current addresses, social media accounts, phone numbers, and much more. As you saw, it gives you criminal and traffic record results. It will also show you sex offenders who live in your neighborhood, which is really helpful when you have children. Right now, I have a really great deal for you. You can get 50% off of confidential background reports. Just log on to www.truthfinder.com/LC Crime Fix and start accessing information about almost anyone. I want to bring in Mauricio Padilla. He is a trial attorney. Mauricio, your first thoughts on this case?
I was shocked at the utter stupidity involved in this case in multiple levels. She sends text messages that are incriminating. She does social media posts day of the murder. She goes out on a date.
What's crazy is that they think they are smarter. So it's unbelievable. Instead of being grateful that kids have a dad that and wants to be part of their life, they want to take it away from their children. I know, selfish, just all the control. It's insane that they think that they're just going to be like, oh, okay, well, let's just take the dad out of the picture. I'm just like, wait a minute. Like at a time, you were with this person and you shared a life. And I mean, just even if you didn't share a life or anything, it's just you don't take someone else's life just because you think you should have the kids all the time. And guess what? You're gonna wait for trial. You find so many. Oh, thank you, KB. Appreciate that. Lord, so much killing. It's every day. I hear someone being. Oh, I know. Donna H. Fast, she sure did. Being in there.
The day after the murder, they put the weapon in the wrong hand of the decedent. The actual weapon was tracked down almost immediately, coming from a tactical kit that was delivered to the mother in April. Yeah. They have the videos of when the truck showed up, as opposed to when he got shot, was like a minute apart. Wow. Text messages from the sister saying that she talked the brother into it. So, I mean, listen, I'm used to seeing stupidity in the probable cause affidavits, but this one is up there.
I want to go to the date after the murder. And then, she's getting ready for a date, going on a date. So she apparently, according to the police, Kate Rastelli was seeing somebody. So that was maybe part of the reason she wanted out of her marriage. They also say that she searched on the internet, how soon is too soon to tell somebody you love them, ways to get rid of hickeys. It's almost kind of like a high school kid or something like that. It seems very immature and juvenile, searching about how to get rid of hickeys after, you're accused of murdering somebody, putting your brother up to murdering your husband. So there's a lot of digital evidence in this case, and the amount of digital evidence is really confounding.
It is. And listen, this lady lives on the corner of narcissist and stupid. Yep. So I don't even know, like, the level of narcissism that you have to have to even try and get away with something like this. Yeah. But you also have to have a level of stupidity because they don't recognize how in depth a murder investigation is. Like, they're going to look into everything. They're going to look at your Google searches, your mom's Google searches, your text messages, your social media accounts. They're going to find out if you're sleeping with somebody. And if you are, you're obviously a suspect. You're always a suspect when your spouse gets killed right off the bat. But if you're sleeping with somebody, they're going to figure out their mindset is not going to be, did she do it? Their mindset's going to be, how did she do it? So I'm really shocked at people that think that they can get away with murder and commit egregious errors such as this.
Literally type out what she did. I mean,
the thing that's so crazy to me too is that she's accused of talking on Discord, which she's talking to a group of friends on Discord about a lot of things. Kate Rastelli is, and that is what's so crazy to me. And she had apparently FaceTimed, according to the police, one of her friends from the Discord group, and was showing her a picture of where there was blood on the carpet. And her mom apparently says this friend overhears mom, Tracy Grist, say if she had known that the friend liked death, she would have taken a picture of the body. I just can't even imagine. I mean, not only do you have the electronic evidence, you have witnesses telling the police things that kind of back up their theory of the crime, that this wasn't self-defense, that this was indeed a murder.
And then they have her iPad recording her for I don't know how long, where she didn't know the iPad was recording. And at the end of the recording, she makes a statement regarding, you know, her culpability in the murder. She recorded herself without even knowing for like an hour, according to the probable cause affidavit. I've seen this a lot, not to this level of these egregious errors. I think this is one for the record books. But most people that commit, you know, homicides like this are not thinking clearly. They're, you know, their psychological problems, their own stupidity interferes with their ability to think clearly, and they commit, you know, errors such as this. And that's why sometimes a prosecutor's job is easier than a criminal defense attorney's, because it's a slam dunk.
No, that
you know, and then the brother shows up with his attorney. It's self-defense.
It's crazy. They just pretty much laid it out for them. Be like, oh, well, this is going to be a slam dunk case. Just stupid. Just so crazy. And I always say, is it even worth it? You're taking someone's life. Unbelievable.
Defense, but I don't want to talk. Here's my lawyer. Now, that's the correct thing to do because he's only going to dig the hole deeper. But the police are like, okay, well, listen, people that come with legitimate self-defense, you know, arguments, they comply with the police. You don't have anything to hide if you really were defending yourself. When you show up to the police and you're like, you know, I was defending myself, but I'm not making any statements. Here's my criminal defense attorney. Even though it may be the best thing for you as a defendant or a possible defendant, the police already, their ears are perking up and they're like, hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. Why is this guy lowering up like that?
I want to talk about the case that Tracy Grist, the mom in this case, the matriarch of the family, was searching. And she was searching the Dan Markel murder case. He, of course, is the Florida State University law professor who was murdered in Tallahassee in 2014. And it's just a horrific, horrific case. And the Adelson family was accused of conspiring to hire hitmen to kill him. And so Tracy Grist is searching this case before the murder and after, you know, wondering, when was Donna Adelson arrested? I mean, that's not a good look. You're using a case where a family is accused of conspiring to kill somebody over child custody. You're searching that, and police are saying you're kind of using that as a blueprint, and it's not a very good one.
You're using it as a blueprint. You're looking it up on your own computer, so you must not have a clear vision of what a homicide investigation looks like. You don't. And it seems like, listen, in the Adelson case, the mom had a conversation with her son on a recorded call from prison and basically said that she was leaving. And they went and they picked her up in Miami going to Vietnam. Like, it's like they can't stop themselves from committing these egregious errors that is going to lead to their incarceration.
And they think they're...
I can't explain it, but, you know, you see it time and time again. In this particular case, this lady, is her name Catherine? She sent a text saying, I'm trying to wait. I just might murder Matt today.
Yeah.
She sent a text the day of the murder.
Her friend, yes, saying, I might murder him today. I mean, it's just, it's confounding that you would say that, you know, like that, using that verbiage to somebody.
Yeah. She also said something about, I need to rent a car so that my story lines up. You know, like, just error on top of error on top of error. It's like, I'm going to commit this murder and I'm going to make sure that I get busted for it. And I'm going to do everything in my power to help the prosecution convict me. Because when I read this probable cause affidavit, I was like, wow, shocking, shockingly stupid.
It is kind of shocking how many digital footprints they left kind of all over the place. And they're almost like muddy footprints. And it's almost like they just were wanting to get caught, leading the police right to their door. Thank you so much, Mauricio Padilla. We really appreciate it.
They made the job so easy. Sorry, let me get back into chat. I'm glad I had my, oh my goodness. Yeah, they are dumb. I mean, they really laid it out. It's unbelievable. It's pathetic. I also have a lap band surgery and a large. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. It's a serious. I hold my legal teeth. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Oh Lord. It's crazy. And then there was another one recently. It was this mother. It's money well spent. This mother got on Roblox and was trying to hire a kid to unalive her child. I kid you not. I was like, what? And that's another one. I mean, we can keep going on and on, but seriously, I was just like, just a mother, seriously, on Roblox asking a child to, you know, to unalive her child. Asking a kid. And I don't even remember how it got caught. I think the kids must have said something or didn't feel right about it. There was something to that, but I was just like, wow. So she is just on Roblox, just, hey, you want to unalive my child? I'm telling you guys, there is just so much craziness. That's why I said, like, I'm intrigued in doing, covering true crime and the stupidity of people. And the best part is when they get caught, I'd like them to get caught before anything happens. Obviously, and I know that's not always the case, but yeah. Oh, you heard that one too? Yes. I couldn't believe, I was just like, I was actually listening to with my daughter and I was like, wait, what? And she even was like, oh, we got to listen to this, mom, because she's like, also is intrigued with true crime, and yeah, I was just like, wow, you're just, I don't know, what would you want to do to yeah, but yeah, there's so many like different ones, and like I said, the true crime to me has just been the stupidity, I'll say that, is what's getting me the most about people. So when I heard this one, I was like, oh my goodness, I mean, they literally are one of the dumbest families to basically, yeah, say, oh, here you go, here's everything and exactly what we did and who was part of it, for the case. Yeah, it is unbelievable. A lot of these stories really are unbelievable, and they're stupid, and they really think they're the smartest, and they got it all planned out. And I hate that people do lose their lives, and or children are abused, and things go on, and we know that there's things going on now as we speak. So I have a hard time watching anything about children, so I tend to avoid that kind of. Oh yeah, that's how I am, especially with babies. Oh my goodness, the baby ones. Oh, I'm the same way, Betty. Digital footprints, yeah, digital footprints. I leave. Oh my goodness. Me too, babies. I can't. Yeah, I can't. The baby one really gets me. To me, I just. Anything, yeah, is really hard, but this one with the stupidity of the family, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to show you guys. And if I find any more, I want to, talk about it. There's a couple of them, others that I do want to some of these idiot videos. Yeah. I know, right? I mean, it's so crazy. It's like, hey, I'm going to tell you everything that we did, who was part of it. Yeah, it's stupid. They're dumb, but I'm glad that they get caught, but there's so many like that I'm just baffled by that commit crimes. A ton. I mean, it's like you can't even keep up because there's so many morons out there, so it really is astonishing, and the stupidity of them altogether, for sure. I mean, like I said, there's just so many that we can go through, but I'll see which next one I will pick, because there really is a whole bunch of them that I would like to talk on. And if there's a case you guys too would like to talk about, let me know. And, any of y'all can join me on panel and we can talk about it. And then there's that other one about the TikTok. Did y'all hear that? They busted the teacher who thought he was chatting with a teen, and it was a live stream. A TikToker was live streaming it, and yeah, the guy shows his face in every. It's the whole. There's so many, you guys. Like I said, there's a lot. A man gets chopped up after meeting date on Grinder, which is so dangerous. People really need to be careful with those apps. You never know who you're meeting. I mean, there's so many people that say, "Oh, I just went to the person's house," and I'm thinking, you don't even know them. Like you're just showing up to someone's home. Like that's not good, But and then they'll be like, "Well, that's a new way of dating." I'm just like, have you ever heard like meeting in a public place, like a restaurant or something? I mean, no, 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 no. You don't know if this person just got out of prison. You don't know if he's, a child molester. I mean, there's just so many things. And I hear it all the time, like, oh yeah, just go to his house. And I'm thinking, no, that doesn't sound safe at all. And then when they tell me it's a new way of dating, no, it's not. Y'all are making it that way. I know that's what's so crazy about it. If I don't even think about the police going to investigate, they're going to exactly. They don't think so. They believe that they are invincible. Yep, absolutely. Oh, thank you, KV. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off and pick another one topic to talk about as well. But I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I really do. It was just lovely and nice just chit-chatting with you guys and so relaxing too. It's just different, and I just I'm intrigued with these topics, especially stuff like this. So, but like I said, if you guys have any case or any topics or anything you guys would like to talk about, let me know, or y'all can email me. The unknown can be deadly. Oh, absolutely. This should be handle their court. Oh my goodness. They act like that the cops are going to, I know, right? Like they're just going to be like, oh, okay. All right. Come on, you guys. Let's move on to the next case. Yeah. Let's not investigate. It's so crazy. But yeah, it was great. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Betty, Kay, and Broken Justice, Save Dalton, KB. I appreciate you guys, and y'all are lovely. Y'all really have. And I honestly enjoy these more. I'm not gonna lie, I really do, because it's just something to talk about different. And but I appreciate you guys, and y'all have a wonderful, safe weekend, and I will catch you guys next time. And like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me on this live. I appreciate it very, very much, and for being wonderful. Y'all have a good night and stay safe out there. Bye.